How y'all doing? It's old Judge again. Today, I want to tell you a story about Jesus' resurrection. It's John chapter 20. So, here's what you got. So, you know Jesus done been crucified. And this is, he crucified on Friday, and this is Sunday morning, real early. I said, old Mary Magdalene, she got up there real early, like it was dark still, you know. She walked up there and realized that big old stone had been rolled away. So she hightailed it out of there. She went back and she told Peter and the other disciple that Jesus loved. You know, John. You know, he's the one. It's a John. He'd write about himself anyway. Well, it said old John and Peter. They went back to him. They went to run. They were running as hard as they could go. Well, old John outrun him. That's what it says. You know, he had to make sure he throw that in there. Then old Peter, once they got there, old John, he was sitting down there, stooping down there by that there old tomb. Well, old Peter, he rolled up in there, and he seen them old linen cloths where Jesus had been wrapped in. They were just sitting there. Well, then about that time it says that the other disciple that beat Peter to the tomb, you know, he had to tell everybody again. It's like, get over yourself, John. Come on now. Well, he goes down in the tomb, and they're sitting there, and they said, well, ain't nobody here. It's crazy. So then they wasn't getting it yet. You know how old Jesus kept telling them, you know, I'm going to have to die and then be raised from the dead. Now, he'd been telling them this whole time. But it just wasn't clicking with them. So they went back to where they'd been staying. Well, Mary Magdalene, she stayed there. She's crying. She tore all to pieces. Well, then here all of a sudden these two angels appeared to her. And they were sitting down there in the tomb. And they said, woman, what you crying for? And she said, well, I was looking for Jesus and they took him and I don't know where he is. Well then, next thing you know, she turned around, Jesus was standing there, but she didn't know it was Jesus. She thought it was a gardener or something. And he stood there and he said, woman, what you crying for? I don't know why I think they said it like that, but anyway. She said, well, she said, I don't know where Jesus went. They took him, and if you just tell me where you took him, I'll go get him. I promise. He said, Mary, and she said, Jesus. Oh, it's you. Oh, my goodness, that's a teacher, you know. And he was talking to her, and he said, look, he said, I ain't gone to be with God for good yet. You need to go back, go tell all Peter and all the other disciples, you need to go back there and you need to go tell them that I ain't gone back yet, and I'll see them here in a little bit. And that's what she did. And that's what the book of John says about Jesus getting resurrected. Is that crazy? That's it. Have a good one now.